it is impossible to encapsulate all the extraordinary nature of this man. And the one thing I really looked into was the idea that, as I think we all do, we all, at certain points of our life, affected by people or by moments, and we're all capable of great ideas, not necessarily as great as him, but I found that, like I said before, he was so conditioned by his circumstance. He wasn't some autistic or Asperger. I mean, those labels are very dangerous to immediately attach to a character if you know anything about people who do have Asperger's or autism. And as far as I can tell, it seems there's just a direct understanding, a direct correlation between how he was brought up, his experiences at school, the people he encountered, and who he was in his behaviour, how he was in his behaviour. And it's also the thing that brought him great. I mean, even in the trials of his last 2 years of his life, when estrogen was ripping apart his body and destroying the faculties of his mind, he managed to turn that into a curiosity and focus his work and science on morphogenesis, this idea of the changing of cells, the manipulation of them and how they mutate and adapt to circumstances in their environment or stimuli. And it was just a word and a question that made him begin to understand how to transform the processes and mathematics into something that wasn't mechanical, could be realized in a machine. Computers originally were like REMs. They were literally rooms full of women who would be doing endless calculus. If you were a computer, you were one of those women. And he just from a word imagined the physical world and the mental world colliding and coming into one idea, which is it's just extraordinary. A very, very sensitive soul, a very sensitive human being, and that's what I tried to apply with myself to him.
Thank you. Don't mention about my youngness, of course. Let's just go over here. We can take one question here.
Hi. It was a really amazing film, really great to watch, and I think it's something that's really important, and it's great that people are going to see it and appreciate it. So my question is, taking on these very serious roles, but also very important ones as well, how do you think that changed how you played the character, and how do you think you'll, how it'll impact your future roles?
You first. I really, really want to hear you first. I need to do a bit of recovery. What was the question again?
How do you think this will impact your next role?
How
will this impact your next role you take on?
Hopefully not at all, because I'm playing Richard III, so... You learn something with every job. You don't necessarily get to practice that in your next role, but